to basketball, South Sudan is the biggest story. So there's brand new young kids coming up. Even now, I could name a few kids in college that soon there will be household names in basketball and in South Sudan. So I think that's going to be a pattern with South Sudanese that for us it's very challenging with picking players. For fans and us South Sudanese is very exciting. So I think you're going to keep on seeing new players, but the core from tournament to tournament will always be very close, especially if there's a successful group of guys that know how to play together.
Are we going to see Bol in the team? That's according to Abuk Mayum.
Yeah, it will be not only my dream, but I think for the country, it's such a fitting story one day if it happens where, the person that I really believe carried our name, Manut Bol, for so long, it's just, to me, even get, a bit emotional because Bol, I've known him since he was a kid. He means a lot to me. And last time I spoke to him, I told him there's no pressure. He's got to make a decision when he's ready. We're talking about a 19-year-old. Sometimes we forget that. But hopefully one day we all see it.
Hopefully one day we'll see the son of one of the greatest basketballers to come from this nation, Bol, in the national team right there. Not a big deal as he is working things out. Well, that one says, how prepared are the boys for the upcoming second league? He talked about that one already. Okay, that one goes up. 0922986986 is the number you can get us on, or you can also send us your comment or message or question on our Facebook page. We will definitely be able to give you the right answer at the right time. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. How you doing, Kelly? This is Danny from Rank.
I'm good.
This is Danny from Rank.
Ben from Rank. Yes, welcome.
Yes, I got a question for Luol, Deng.
Yes, what is the question?
When is the federation going to come to the state and develop the code? So that is my question.
Okay, when is the federation going to come to the states and develop the courts?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not, I didn't come into, just jumping into the big things. I think developing courts is something that's major and we must do. I'm pushing for it. But like I said before, we need, NGOs and the government and businesses to understand what we're trying to do as a federation. This is not, there's no, I could directly say there's no budget from the federation to come in and build a court. The best thing we could do right now is, bring the best or the kids that are involved in programs to places where we can actually, use the best facility we have till we have a court. Now, if that changes tomorrow, or if that changes next month where there's actually something, that will be our number one priority. But I can be very direct and honest that so far we haven't had, that approach or that support where we can come in and implement. Now, there's other things that as a foundation and my foundation can do that can connect with the federation in terms of maybe, a foundation funding a court to a certain state. So those are different ideas that we can, implement.
Okay, my question is, do we have international basketball players?
Here.
Someone is asking, Atieng Wall.
Yes, we do. There's a number of players here that are good, and there's a number of players that I haven't even seen. But what we've done is we try to take, as a system, we try to take who we think is prepared to play in that level. And like I said before, when we go to training camp or we bring players in, I have to go with, who I think fits the best for that tournament. I don't think about where they're from and where they are in the current moment. I just think about what is the best way for our team as a national team to win and to move forward to the next stage.
Well, someone says that the league that you're talking about bringing to the to the country when it comes to basketball, is it going to be a professional league following the FIBA regulations and standards?
Yes. So first of all, it has not been passed. So like I said, this is something we are going to present to the Players Association and to the local federation and to the coaches and to the team owners. We all have to come to the table after we present it and agree we have to then involve the ministry and let them understand what we're trying to do. Our goal is, for the time being, is to use a court and have a number of teams, and then we can explain to people when we all agree on it what the league will be like and how we can move forward from that to grow the league every year. But I would not put this league out there unless everybody that's involved in basketball here in South Sudan agrees with it and understands what we're trying to accomplish. But it will definitely be a FIBA rule league, and it will follow the FIBA rules and guidance of when we can play and when we cannot play.
Well, we're left with 12 minutes to 7. That means we're left with only 7 minutes to get out of the studios of our radio. And because we still have the president of SSBF, South Sudan Basketball Federation, Luol Deng, with me in the studios. You can still get your questions through on 0922 986 986 in case you have them. And you can also hit us up on our Facebook page. Kelly, welcome to your guest, the SSBF president. As there are challenges facing the nation and the farmers, the association itself, is there any support to materialize your future plans in form of financial support, sponsorships from business communities? Secondly, how many ready players so have you accumulated to represent us internationally? Your future plans advocating and creating young players coping up with these strategies. Christopher Joshua is the sender there.
All right, thank you, Christopher. That's a long question, but I got you. I think, have we had I'm trying to remember, the questions as I'm looking from here. Have we had financial support yet?
Sponsorship from business communities and also other stakeholders?
Yes, we've had none so far.
So if you've had none, how have you been able to achieve putting up a national team and they are able to perform to the expectations of South Sudanese?
Like I said, I think for me, one, what I've used is when I took over the federation, I knew exactly how it's going to be in the beginning. And I really still think we are still in the beginning. Even though it's been a year with COVID, I feel like it's still a beginning. We played 10 games, only 10 games as a national team. So all this buzz and all this talk about our national team, we only played 10 games. So we're still a very, very young nation, a young federation. Our girls still haven't played. Our boys and girls under 18 still haven't played. I still deep down in my heart believe that when they start seeing it every time we take a team, they will come to the table. I think sometimes we want things to happen so fast, but we're in a place where there's nobody in the history that's ranked 16 in Africa after playing 10 games, after just forming a team in 1 year. So I'm happy with the direction, and I really believe that, you don't necessarily fall back or dwell on, what other people are doing. You put it out there and you let people see it and they come to the table. So I really believe that it will eventually come.
Well, as the coach, this will be the second last question for today. As the coach, I've watched almost all the games this team has played, from the one in Nairobi, Cameroon, Rwanda, and I believe I will watch the same games that will be in Tunisia also. I've witnessed a cup in most of the games that I've watched. The first quarter, we seem to be good. Second quarter, we seem to be dropping a little bit, but good. Third quarter, we completely drop off, and that is how actually we lost against Nigeria and how we lost against Kenya. And we tend to come back in the fourth quarter strongly, but it becomes a little bit too late for us to catch up with our opponents. As the coach, who is going to be on the touchline, okay, I hope that's how they call it in basketball, right? On the fire line. Yeah. How are you going to ensure that we're able to keep the fire in the team from the first quarter to the last quarter without giving up?
Yeah, after playing basketball my whole life and 15 years in the NBA with so many games, I would never ever put a scenario on what's going to happen. The main objective is we're going to try to win at the end of the day. But with what you're saying is, and I can be brutally honest, we were the youngest team. We have a lot of young players. We have players that never played in a national team atmosphere. We're playing some teams that have been together since they were under 14 or under 16. So sometimes, what happened is chemistry sometimes doesn't click the whole game. And sometimes, like the last tournament, we really had 5 days to prepare. That's not an excuse, but chemistry is really huge in basketball. And even as a coach, you need to figure out which 5 are best at finishing the games for you during that game or that day. So for us, it's been learning. But when you have one team for a long time and those issues keep occurring, then, you could go out there and say, what, there's something we're not doing right. With this group, it was very hard to predict how the game was going to be. The one thing that I would say that was great about our last group was they were playing for more than basketball. And every time something didn't go right, our huddle wasn't so much about X's and O's. It was just about what are we playing for. And I think that's why we were up and down at time emotionally.
Well, a friend of mine, he's actually a brother. He's a football coordinator. Right now, he's representing us in Cameroon, where the Chan games are going on. And you can see the recommendations he has given us. Victor Lawrence Luol, thank you. His recommendations to the South Sudan Basketball Federation president is to focus more also on the capacity building of administrators, coaches, and referees. And then and when that is done, the rest will automatically come in.
I agree.
Okay, Victor, you heard him. He agrees. We're left with only a minute to get out, and this 1 minute I'll be asking Luol Deng to give us first of all injuries about the team updates, the injury updates. A friend and a colleague in the same industry, Town Fredo, is asking you from Kampala, what is the update on the injuries in the team?
Stop recruiting our players. We're all healthy.
Apparently we have one player, right?
I don't talk about anybody's injuries. When the team comes out, that's the team that comes out and play.
But apparently we have a player who got injured in the last game. I think that is the update he wants to get.
Oh, the last tournament, yes. The player was injured, yes.
So he's not going to be part of the team.
That has nothing, nobody needs to know that. If he's in a list when we finalize the list, then he's healthy. If he's not, then he's not.
Okay, Fredo, I hope you've got that answer there. What could be your last message to the huge fan base that has shown you the support since you took over as president of South Sudan Basketball Federation, as a player when you're still in your playing days, and the coach of the national team?
Yeah, I think, for me, first of all, I honestly want to say thank you to all the people that supported us. And even, yourself, when we had the media day, I always said, I think it's good to always ask tough questions. It's why you put yourself in a position to be asked tough questions. Not everyone could just ask nice questions. So I always encourage people to say what they think and what they really, want to see. I think for me, I really believe that I want to set a course into what our basketball should be. The challenges will be there, but I think no matter what, I think our people deserve, whether if somebody comes in or we stay, this is the standard that we have to go. Basketball has to move up, not backward. And, after 1 year, to be able to accomplish internationally what we accomplish is so satisfying, because a lot of people needed to see that. And as we go forward, hopefully there will be more things for people to be happy and be proud about.
A quick one to summarize, because we're left with the 2 minutes. A quick one from Fredo. Do you get support from FIBA, financial support?
No.
Okay.
I don't think, maybe in football, FIFA, they've done that. Or maybe it will happen in the future, but so far, no, we haven't.
All right. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us in the studios to highlight on issues related with basketball in the country. Like I always say, for one to succeed, he does not need to go alone. You go as a team, as a family, as a country. For basketball to succeed and progress and develop in this country, it is not only Luol Deng who is going to put in every effort to ensure that it is developed. It is all of us. It calls for a united effort to move this sport to the next destination. Thank you so much.